The latest episode of The Amazing Race had the final 5 pairs fearing one major point in the game, the dreaded double U-turn. So it's no wonder this leg turned out to be one of the most stressful, adrenaline-rushing episodes of the season and would ultimately send one of the strongest teams back home to the States. Here's a quick look at how the racers handled all the steps on the latest episode. Monkey dance to find the route marker clue. Racers had dived deep down to the ocean floor. With the boxed clue located on the ocean floor, the teams quickly learned that retrieving it would be no easy task. Corey and Matt both struggled to find the exact location, but later realized it was reveled within the actual pipe. Tricky. Some racers just couldn't wing the chicken detour, but one particular pair handled it like pros. Rounding up the chickens in the Hall detour proved to be tough, but Sherry knew the way to their hearts. She picked them up gently and made sure they felt her motherly love, which seemed to do just the trick. Those chickens could feel it. https://.coik1fljah3q. Sherry Labyrinth at Sherry Labyrinth, April 30, 2016. Carrying 50 coconuts was a nutty task. As you can see, Brody and Kurt struggled to make it across the suspension bridge with their hands full of coconuts. They blamed their sweaty hands for making the task nearly impossible, and Sherry mimicked their sentiment. Our bodies were very slippery from sweat and the bridge was long and bouncy. Amazing Grace, Heart Sherry Labyrinth, Heart at Sherry Labyrinth, April 30, 2016. This season's double U-turn was epic. When Tyler and Corey arrived at the U-turn board, they decided this was their opportunity to make a move on Brody and Kurt. U-turning Brody Kurt was such a tough decision because we really did love and respect all the teams. Amazing Grace Team Tyler and Corey. Corey called Coracle, April 30, 2016. However, when Bernie and Ashley arrived at the board, they decided they'd use their U-turn on Tyler and Corey, so that meant the Pro Frisbee players still had a chance in the race. Plus, if the Texas-based brothers did end up making it through the leg, the blood would be on Tyler and Corey's hands, not Bernie and Ashley's. That said, it still didn't make the move any less devastating for Brody and Kurt, who frantically headed back to the Harvest Seaweed after learning their unfortunate U-turn fate. We just wanted a shot to get back in the race. To eliminate a team without them being able to fight their way back. Brutal. Brody Smith at Brody Smith 21, April 30, 2016. It was the end of the road for one of this season's top teams. At the end of the leg, Tyler and Corey swept through to the number 1 spot, and right behind them in second place was Bernie and Ashley. Unfortunately, when Brody and Kurt finally made it to the mat, they learned they were the last team to arrive, which meant the dreaded U-turn had cost them another week in the game. Watch the moment Phil told Brody and Kurt the disappointing news that their race was over. How will the final 4 teams fare with the rest of the challenges in store this season? Tune in to all new episodes of The Amazing Race on Fridays at 87C.